Evening, welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV. Owen Bradley with former Rams captain Shaun alongside, here to react to Derby's 17th game without defeat in a row, a fourth consecutive win for the Rams this afternoon as well. They've won 3-2 at Cheltenham on their first ever competitive visit to Whaddon Road. Conor Hourihane and Max Bird with a candidate for goal of the season, and Tom Barkhazen with the Derby goals. Derby did go a goal down after just 90 seconds. They conceded late on as well to make it a little bit of a nervy finish, but they held on for another 3 points toward the League One standings. We'll show you what it's done for the table a little bit later. You'll get reaction from down in Gloucestershire as well. We start with Barks. As always, an entertaining game, Shaun, not one we probably expected from two sides that had such good defensive records and in Cheltenham's case struggled in front of goal so much, but a good contest.
It was. We weren't expecting maybe the first 90 seconds, conceding so early on, such a sloppy goal as well. But the next 5-10 minutes where we bounced back, we showed a real resilience, a positive reaction to get back ahead in the game. The two goals were sublime. The first one I thought was excellent, and then Max Bird obviously pulled out that absolute screamer. So the reaction from going a goal down was brilliant. We had long spells in full control. In the second half, some of the forward play was brilliant. It's just that final decision or final pass. Barkhazen got his goal, which is unsurprising with the form he's in. And you just thought at that point, can we see it out? Can we maybe get another? But don't make it nervy. And of course, the Derby way, we made it nervy in the last 5 or 10 minutes. But saying that, every single player did their bit to make sure that they came away with 3 points. And sometimes, if you're a team that want to get promoted, if you're a team that want to get into the playoffs, you have to find ways of winning. It could have been more comfortable, it could have been a little easier, but it doesn't matter, we get 3 points away from home.
And there haven't been many nervy finishes, have there, in this run? 18 unbeaten, you would expect there to be one or two where it's felt close at the end. I can't remember one that was quite as nervy as today, but even then, yes, Joe Wildsmith made saves late on, but nothing that was really outstanding, nothing remarkable. No,
Joe had to make 3 or 4 comfortable saves, but his handling was brilliant throughout. So when he did have to go down and make a save from a shot from the edge of the box, he held on to the ball really well. And when you look back at the run we've been on, it hasn't been nervy because we have had control, because we've had a real understanding of our structure out of possession. We've had always been having an attacking options and looks like we can cut teams kind of to pieces at times, and there's a real balance in there. And today we just had to show a different side. For long spells we were dominant, we had chances, we had opportunities going forward, but we still learned how to deal with the game as and when it kind of approached us. And again, the reaction after going 1 down, it could have been deflated, it could have been disappointing. Everyone wanted the extra clean sheet, everyone wanted that kind of confident start. It wasn't to be. 15 minutes later, we're back ahead with 2 glorious goals.
And more from Box in a moment or two. Let's get some reaction from Whaddon Road, though. First team coach Matt Hamshaw on media duty for Derby today.
Well, Hammy, it was job done, but a little bit squeakier than it needed to be.
Yeah, a little bit, but look, we've won 3-2 away from home at what is a difficult place, and fair play to them. They're a good team. They've won, I think, 8 games at home this season so far, so it goes to show what a tough place it is to come. And I thought at times we were absolutely outstanding. Some of us forward play, I think that we should have probably taken a few more opportunities. However, would we have taken a 3-2 win this morning? Probably not great for us, but yeah, we probably would.
I suppose it's a performance then where you've seen different sides of your game. You've played some great football, created chances, and then you've had to dig in when you needed to as well, which is absolutely vital if you're going to be successful.
Look, all winning teams have to hang on and have to defend well and have to press high and have to work hard. And look, this group's a fantastic group. I think that probably the standard that we've set in recent weeks, probably like to get to it and keep getting to it in what is a slog of a season. We all know we're having a lot of games at minute, and for lads to keep going and keep playing as they are, and like we made a few early substitutions today just to freshen it up a little bit. But you know, we've got a great group of players here who want to work hard for a football club, and like the run goes on, and that's what we want to keep doing. Like good successful teams have to go on long unbeaten runs. When we spoke about that when we first got in here, and we're on one of those at minute. Long may it continue.
You mentioned character. You went behind very early on, but you came back so quickly. Was that key that you got that equaliser pretty quickly to sort of settle things down again?
100%, yeah. I think like they had a bit of momentum and the fans got into it. You could feel it a little bit, that far corner. You know, they were really loud. But what were pleasing was that, like, when we did score the goal, there were no celebration from Connor or Nat or anybody else. It was like, right, let's get ball out with Nat, let's go again. And then obviously, like, Birdie's goal, wow, what a goal. I've just said to him there, whoever got goal at season before today has not got it now.
So it probably would have been Lewis Dobbin against Torquay, actually. So it's quite a contest, really.
Yeah, yeah, it is, to be fair. I forgot about Dobbs's. But yeah, what an unbelievable goal, and we've been banging on at him to shoot more. He's got unbelievable feet, but wow, what a strike. And then obviously Bark scores to make it 3, and you're thinking, right, not comfortable, but look, like, come on, can we just get another one? And obviously like a sloppy goal from our point of view, but from a free kick, and you know, like 2 first contacts which we'll obviously gutted about, and then like you think, well, you're only a long throw or a ricochet away from like taking a point when it should have been 3. But fair play to lads, and what I've just said there, but Rooney's header right at end from a corner, you know, little things. And we talk all the time in an individual game, it's about the group, and Roon's has come on, Curtis come on, Didsy obviously come on, it's been massive for us, Dobbs has. So the squad is unbelievable, really. We've got great options, and you can see them coming on. They don't want to be one to let the lads down, which is obviously a great thing.
We spoke about Max Bird's goal, absolute quality. Tom Barkhausen scored 4 in 3 now. It feels like he's really getting into a good groove at the moment. Yeah,
I said to him when he come off, we made you a goal scorer now, haven't we, Tom? So I think you just go through runs sometimes, don't you? And he's getting himself in right areas. We've spoke to him and done quite a lot of work with him about getting higher and making runs in between full-backs and centre-halves. And I think you've seen a little bit more of that. Nat's doing exactly the same, and Dobbs when he plays. But I think it's a key area that we focus on again when we come in, that look, it can't always be strikers. Like centre-halves need to chip in, wide players need to chip in. We've seen Connor and Birdie score today, so it's important that we keep getting goals from all areas.
17 games unbeaten, some effort. It's been a magnificent couple of months.
Yeah, but it don't matter, it's in past. So we look to next week, we look to next game, and that's how we are as a group of staff, that's how we are a group of players. Is it good tonight? 100% anytime you win 3 points, but all focus is now is next week, and let's plan and prepare, and let's keep this run going. And we'll be no different, you know. There'll be questions surrounding now, like top 2 and everything. It don't matter what anybody else does, it's down to us, and we've got to take care of our business, and that's what we keep doing.
So it's Bolton next week at Pride Park. It's another top 6 clash. It's got that big game feel, that the games that you all want to be involved in.
100%, but I think any game at our ground's a big game. I think crowd get right behind him. Atmosphere's brilliant at the minute. Again, outstanding support. I think I did an interview with RamsTV a while ago about how expensive it is and cost of living crisis and everything else that's going on. And you see turnout today, and I hate to say it, but like I'm clapping people at home end and everything. But it's unbelievable turnout. It'll be unbelievable again next week. We've got some big games coming up. I know I don't need to do this, but just keep behind, lads. Keep going. Even if we're 1 goal behind, you saw today, like it doesn't make a massive difference to players, and that's key for us.
I'm Matt Hamshaw there, Tom Lukes with the questions for RamsTV. Hammy very much trying to keep expectations in check, and there is still a bit of a gap between Derby and the top 2, Shaun. Let's focus on today and the win today that made it 4 victories in a row, 17 unbeaten. And let's start with the Max Bird goal, which is a bit of a strange place to start, I know. And apologies to anyone that is watching this live on Facebook on Saturday night. If you're watching it on Sunday on YouTube, you'll see the goal and you'll see why we're both so excited about it, because it is top draw.
It is. The first one was excellent. The second from Max Bird was exceptional. There's not many with that technique, with that quality, with the kind of vision and confidence to take it on from that range. I think people will probably question why he doesn't do it more often. I said to you, maybe it's just certain players like him know when the right time to shoot is, when the opportunity is at its best. And he felt it was from 35 yards this afternoon. The touch was brilliant because it just set him forward. It meant that he had to step onto the ball, and when he did, it bounced perfectly in front of him. The second it left his foot, you see it swerve away from the goalkeeper. He hit it right, and there was no way that it wasn't going into that top corner. It was a brilliant, brilliant goal. I
love the reactions of the teammates. I mean, there's quite a few of them. When you see the second view in particular, they're not really sure what to do. I think Aaron Cashin puts at least one hand on his head, almost like he can't see it. When a teammate scores a goal like that, do you know how to react?
You just know it's special. You know that something, I won't say freak, but something out of the ordinary has happened. Again, the first goal was exceptional because the way they played the ball, it was a team goal, a great pass, great movement. Harahan got to the ball in the box and made a good header that a brilliant team goal, but this was a moment of magic from one individual technique. Obviously, people know he's got that in his locker. They see it day to day, but how often do you see that in a game? 35 yards out, the sweetest strike you'll see. So for a lot of them, they don't know how to react. They just know it's a wonder goal.
And that goal put Derby in front for the first time. Important, and you mentioned it there, not to forget the quality of the first goal. And Conor Harahan scores away from home for the first time this season. And it was all about the response from Derby, wasn't it? After that opening 90 seconds where they found themselves a goal down.
It was. And it was a disappointing goal to concede as well. It wasn't a world-class strike from them. It was something that I think we could have avoided, especially the way we've been defending as a team of late. So it was disappointment, huge disappointment quite quickly in the game, but the response was brilliant. And the reason I like the first goal is because it was back to front. They were pressing, they were making it more difficult. Their tails were up, obviously, getting such an early goal. And we played through the press, we were patient, we just allowed Cash to step forward. Beautiful strike out onto the right-hand side to Mendes-Lang. He gets in a 1v1, which is what you want to see, and it's a great ball to Harahan, who made up the ground and arrived late into the box. So, brilliant team goal, lovely in possession, passing, moving, patience, and obviously it had to be a special goal to top it, and it was.
Tom Barkhuizen's goal put Derby 3-1 up at the time. Turned out to be the game-winning goal with Cheltenham getting another back late on. Matt Hamshaw talked about him in the interview there. Paul Warne talked to us last week about the adjustment they've made with him, which is basically getting the penalty box more, and he scored 4 in 3 games. I
think he's got it in him. I think he's got a knack of getting in the box. I just don't think we're seeing it kind of the middle of the season. The start of the season and pre-season, he held the width really well and arrived late in the box and got goals. And that he kind of came back from that a little bit, whether it's time adjusting to the new manager, the new kind of system, the new style, the extra energy he maybe has to put in with his pressing and recovering. But even before his goal, he had 2 or 3 opportunities for people to lay it on a plate for him. I think Collins had a chance to play him in. Jason Knight had a chance to play him in earlier. Maybe Mendes-Lang. And they all took too long. And it almost looked like he got frustrated and just said, I'll do it on my own. And that's a player full of confidence at the moment and rich vein of form. And funnily enough, he wasn't that involved maybe in the first 45 minutes. So he was... it's just that moment of when we're on top, when we're playing brilliant football, we needed someone to be clinical, and that's what he did.
Look, we know managers, head coaches are perfectionists, and Paul Warne and his staff are no different. Is the thing that they're going to take away from today in terms of what they need to work on, the set-piece defending, which has been very good, but Caleb Taylor caused them problems today, scored the first goal, knocked it down for the second for Alfie May to get the touch. Derby looked a little bit more vulnerable than we've seen in recent weeks.
They did. It's impossible to be perfect week in, week out. I hope they don't spend too long worrying about little details. I know they'll look back at it and they'll address it, understandably so, because they're so consistent and concise with the detail they're giving, the information they're giving. It was maybe half a yard off. Obviously, you had someone like Taylor who was very dominant in that area as well. But hopefully it's just a reflection of how well they've done over the last 17, 18 games. I know Hammy kind of downplays it and it's in the past. It is in the past, but it's part of you moving forward. It's the confidence that breeds. It's the knowing how to win, which is what happened today. It was the kind of almost the little bouts of pressure that you getting over that to get your victories. And that's been led from the 16, 17 game previous. If you'd have lost 8, 10 of those games, you wouldn't be in that confident mood that we're seeing at the moment. So hopefully everyone enjoys it. It was probably a little bit more tense than it needed to be, but it was a team that knows how to win games.
And let's get some more reaction from Wadham Road. We can hear from defender Corey Smith.
Corey, another win with our first away game of the season. How pleased are you with that?
Yeah, no, I'm delighted. You know, we've had a few of these where we've maybe come away with a draw and we should have won. We're a little bit disappointed, really, because we know we could have maybe seen the game out a bit better, and we conceded from a set play. Maybe could have took a few more of our chances, but at the end of the day, it's 3 points, and you know we're like 17 unbeaten now. We've had some amazing performances. You're not going to win every game 3-0, 4-0. You've got to grind some out, and it's a really tough place to come, to be fair to Cheltenham. I think they're a good team. The pitch is really small. It was windy. It was bubbly. You know, and they got a bit of momentum when it goes to 3-2. So we had to see it out, and I'm proud of the boys for getting the result in the end.
Like you say, it's about finding ways to win, isn't it? 4 in a row now, but this one very different to those last 3.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we're not going to win every game 3-0, 4-0, whatever. It's a very tough league, and it's some tough places you got to go and find different ways of winning. We could have been better. We was a little bit disappointed, as in seeing the game out. But the reaction, going a goal behind so early, the reaction to come back so quickly was absolutely brilliant. Some great goals, obviously. Birdie with a screamer. So yeah, I'm just happy to get the 3 points, and I'm happy to send the Rams fans home with the 3 points.
If you want to touch on the character of the side, so you mentioned it there, coming from a goal behind and then having that setback late on, it really does show how deeply you've dug.
Yeah, like I said, we've had a few results this year where maybe we've kind of give that away. But credit to the lads today, going a goal behind, reacting how we did, having a good spell, and we probably at the beginning of that second half had a lot of chances. We probably could have punished them a little bit more. They come out, they get a goal from a set play, which we were disappointed with, because that's something we've been really good at, and we're not happy to really concede 2 goals after our defensive record. But look, this is football at the end of the day. It's not going to be a clean sheet every single game. Our record's been amazing, but it's not going to happen every game. We're not going to win every game comfortably. Some games you got to grind them out at the end, and I'm just really proud of the boys for doing that. And listen, however you win, it's 3 points at the end of the day.
I know you've mentioned recently how much more pride you take in clean sheets since taking up that role in the back 4. Is it disappointing then that the run's come to an end today?
Yeah, I'm disappointed with it, but I'm not gonna really, I'm not gonna go home and be sad about it. We've won the game, and listen, our record's been amazing. So, listen, like I said, you're not gonna get a clean sheet every single game. There's different ways to win a game. Obviously, I'm disappointed to concede, but listen, I'd be playing we'd all be playing in the Champions League if we never conceded a goal all season.
Win's the main thing, isn't it? And 3 very good goals that have helped there. Max Bird's one, the pick of the bunch. What was your view of that like?
Oh, it was just beautiful. He just picked it up. I thought he was going to just play it out wide. To be fair, Gaffer's been telling him, when you got a bit of space, have a go. Banged it. As soon as it left his foot, I could see it was sailing in. Delighted for him, Birdie's been brilliant. He's a young player, but he's really mature for his age, and he's been playing really well. And today would be another learning curve for him. To be fair, it was a tough battle in there. Had to learn to win a lot of second balls and battle in there, and it'll be a really good learning curve for him. But I'm delighted he got the goal.
And that'll be a mug coming up for him now as well. One of the only players for that one now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. To be fair. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I'll try and get one before the end of the season. Hopefully, I can get an important one.
Just lastly then, let's touch on those fans. You mentioned them already, but it sort of felt like a home atmosphere here at times with the noise they were making, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. They stuck with us. To be fair, the Cheltenham fans, when they got the second goal, they kind of raised their voices a bit, and our fans stuck with us and kept singing, and they was delighted at the end, cheering all our names. And whenever we go away, it's just great to send them home with 3 points. I know that will make everyone's weekend, and we're just really happy for them. Got to see some goals and got to see 3 points.
Well, perfect.
And Corey Smith there with his reaction to Derby's victory today at Cheltenham. Results from around League One. There were 10 games today. Cambridge against Morecambe postponed due to damage to the roof at the Abbey Stadium. Port Vale facing Peterborough, who have Darren Ferguson back in charge on Monday night. Results today then. Accrington beat Bristol Rovers 2-0. It finished there. Big win for Accrington that takes them out of the bottom 4. Bolton with a big win over Portsmouth, who changed manager but haven't seemingly changed fortunes. And a big defeat for Burton at home to Shrewsbury, despite dominating in terms of possession stats. Wins as well for Charlton over Barnsley, which does Derby a favour in the playoff race. Oxford winning at Fleetwood, very important victory for them. And a couple of games at the top of the table. A 93rd minute equaliser for Plymouth, the leaders away at Ipswich, 1-1 it finished. And Sheffield Wednesday, they won at Wickham, important win that keeps them second, but they did lose 2 players to injury. 2 players stretchered off for the visitors there. Here's the table then. Plymouth still top, although their lead, it was 5 points at the start of the play, is down to 3 over Sheffield Wednesday. They've increased the gap to Ipswich. Wednesday have Plymouth, of course, stays the same. Derby closing the gap just a little bit. And at the other end, the Cheltenham pretty much stay where they were. Accrington, I mentioned, climb out of the bottom four, at least for now. A couple of games in hand to be had for teams in the bottom four. That's all from us for now. If you want more reaction to today's game, you can get it on the website, dcfc.co.uk. The highlights will be there tomorrow for you as well. For now, from me, Box, and the team, goodbye.